My name is Scott Srolas. I'm with Salamander Designs, and we've assembled a panel today to discuss the technology of ultra short throw projectors. I want to say thanks to my colleagues for joining today. And what we really look for is to give you a good background in ultra short throw as a technology, provide you some different use cases and how to use it and when to put it into your designs, and also to get some feedback for real projects that have been in the field and what customers have to say as we go through this. So allow me to introduce the panelists. We have Robert. Robert, say hello and who you are and a little background.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. So my name is Robert Zohn. I am the founder and the president of Value Electronics. I started this company in 1998 when we had the transition from analog TV to the first digital television, which was the beginning of HD TV. And projection is a very big niche for us. We design and build a lot of theaters, and ultra short throw has been a very rapid growing category. I also am the founder and creator of the well-respected TV Shootout, and this was our first year we did an ultra short throw shootout evaluation event. I'm on the CTA and CEDIA's panel for video standards, and I'm also a consultant to several of the TV manufacturers as well. Thank you. I look forward to sharing my knowledge today.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks for coming. And we also have Phil Jones. Phil?
Hi, I'm Phil Jones. I am the technical editor and lead reviewer for Projector Reviews. I also have a day job. I'm also the director of brand activation or product information for a company called Sound United, which also owns Marantz, Denon, Bowers & Wilkins, Class A, and things like that. So I've always been in the consumer electronics thing. Robert and I know each other well because he does a TV Shootout, and I was with Sony for many years, responsible for product information for their video side. So we're talking actually all of their consumer electronics, but I spent a lot of time dealing with projectors and flat panels, especially when HDR and 4K and 3D came out. So I've been in the industry for about 20-something years. And now because of my role at Projector Reviews, I still get to play with the video side at night, and I can play with the audio side during the day.
Great. Thank you, Phil. And Adrian?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Adrian Silva. I am the Vice President of Sales here at Stewart Film Screen. I've been in the industry for about 12 years and a big advocate of the ultra short throw wave. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome, guys. So what we want to do is we want to talk about the technology itself. What is an ultra short throw projector and how is that different from traditional ceiling projectors?
Okay, well, actually, I'll take that. The funny thing about it, like, people love the large image, but there's some things that they don't like about traditional projectors. The first thing, you put it in the back of the room and someone can walk in front of it and can block it. The next thing, it normally does not have any sound. The next thing, they're normally not very smart, and people are used to smart TVs now. And lastly, you used to have to worry about the bulb, and the bulb was literally like a countdown timer on how long you could use it. So people wanted the reliability of a TV. So they said ultra short throw gets rid of that. Laser gets rid of that. Many of them are smart as well. So you end up with a smart ultra short laser projector, which eliminates pretty much most of the objections that customers and viewers used to have about projectors. And the term for it now is kind of laser TV. So you hear that term. It's easier than saying ultra short throw smart laser projector, just to say laser TV. So
when you go to, as it's advanced over the last, I think they came to the market in 2017, what have been those pivotal advancements that have not only made it more affordable, but more desirable to put into other projects?
Well, I guess I would say that the first thing is adding all the smart features and incorporating them into the projector was a challenge. And also, now you're talking about different lens systems because this projector is a few inches away from your screen, instead of a few feet. So things like getting sharp focus edge to edge, they've improved on, controlling its color capability. they've improved on, and the smart features are more seamlessly integrated than what they were before. And because of things like HDMI 2.1 and all the apps, you got to talk about things like eARC and gaming and everything else. So there's been some serious advancements over the years to make it even more compelling to the average user.
Gotcha. Walk us through some use cases where you've designed and installed some of these ultra short throw projectors. What are some of the things you want to consider based upon the use case?
Robert does it day to day. So what do you think, Robert?
You're on mute, Robert.
Thank you. You bet. Thanks. Well, this category has really taken off very seriously, and the growth is very quick and exponential, and it competes with large screen televisions. It's more favorably priced. It works in average ambient light in your room, so it doesn't have to be in a dedicated theater. It's a very quick and easy do-it-yourself setup, and it's very effective. So it works in a lot of applications, multi-purpose rooms. It works in formal living rooms where you're not even permitted to have a TV. Turn it on and you have a cinema in your living room, formal living room. So we use them in pens, in bedrooms, in dedicated theaters, in family rooms, in living rooms. They pretty much work wherever you want to use them. And your choice of the screen, which Adrian will get in, whether it be a motorized uplifting from the floor, or whether it be motorized from the ceiling or a fixed screen, and the type of fabric that you use is selected based on your use case environment of how you're going to use the projector. Integrating it with the Salamander furniture as beautifully pictured there, with a wide selection of cabinets in different sizes, different finishes, different designs and decor, will give you that integrated, minimalist, modern, clean look, where you don't even see that you even have a projection system in the room. And then again, as I said earlier, turn it on, you have a movie theater. So that's been a great benefit in both the look of the system and in the performance of the system, because it has all the wire management built in, it passes infrared, it just works beautifully with your projection system. Takes your eye off of the projector with light coming out of it and makes you focus simply on the image alone. So there's a lot of advantages to setting this system up properly in your particular application. We have the 100-inch Sony TV, $20,000 retail, and right next to it, we have a 100-inch ultra short throw, and we changed the projector from the Samsung to the Hisense to the LG to show people different projectors, both on a 100-inch screen and a 100-inch television, butt up against each other, to show people the differences of what you can get and what the costs are. So it makes a very compelling demonstration. Everyone is in love with their ultra short throw system.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, I do want to say one more thing about that. Flat panels are getting bigger, but it's going to be years and years and years and years and years before you could ever match the dollars per inch that you're talking about on this. And that 100-inch TV costs more than that projector and that screen and that stand. So that's something that we have to talk about too.
So there's high value there.
Mm-hmm.
What about different levels of ultra short throw projectors? Is it one and done, or do they have different levels to choose from?
Well, just like a regular traditional projectors, there's different things that make them more expensive. The first thing is the light source, the type of light sources that are being used. Many of them are laser-based light, all of them are laser-based, but there's different types of lasers. Many of the entry-level pieces use a blue laser with maybe a yellow phosphor to generate your red, greens, and blues. Better ones may use a blue and a red laser to give you a little bit richer color and make it brighter. Sometimes you'll see a blue, the high-end ones, which Robert used that most of them in the Shootout, actually have a red, blue, and green laser, which gives you even more color. So as you step up in these units, the light sources become better. The next thing is, like we said, the integration of smart features. That gets better. Does it feel like some of them just have a dongle that plugs into the back of the projector, and some of them are completely integrated in like a smart TV. And then we add things such as sound and better lenses for sharper edge to edge focus, and you can see them go for prices. I have a Chinese one that I'm doing here right now, which is 2,400, but I just did the L9G at almost twice that, and the difference is noticeable.
So tell me about lighting in a room. I mean, when you design a theater, traditionally with a projector, you want to have a dedicated theater. Robert was talking about having all different use cases in different rooms. Which level of projector do you really want in, let's say, a well-lit room?
Well, in a well-lit room, I would probably say brightness or good, accurate color, high brightness, which is going to be more important than chasing the black levels, right? And because your eyes adjust based on your room environment, and you're less sensitive to blacks in a bright room, but you do want the brighter colors to make the brighter output to make the colors more saturated. In a darker room, you're more sensitive to blacks, and grays bug you. So now it's more about getting better black level. So it does depend on the space. Now the screen can help you with the black levels or the brightness, but think of it this way: all you're doing is determining the projector has this much capability. Do I want it to be blacker and less bright, or do I want it to be brighter and less black? The screen is not going to add contrast. It's just going to put the contrast where it's best in your particular room. And applications, I forgot that we didn't mention this, they're being used in residential, but they're also being used in commercial, because all of the benefits that we talked about in these applications also apply to commercial businesses as well.
Yeah, absolutely. In the picture there, the Salamander cabinet on casters is a project that we recently completed for a company where they wanted the ability to have the ultra short throw with video conferencing capabilities. So that video camera is actually on a telescopic mount, and then the ultra short throw is recessed into the cabinet as we do with the home theater version, and then it's on wheels, so it makes it nice and easy to have a pop-up video conferencing wherever you have a screen or a wall. When it comes to the screens, Adrian, what do you want to consider, based upon these different environments and use cases that we're speaking about for the projector itself?
Definitely. So I'd really take a look at the environment. That's one thing about Stewart Film Screen. They're application based. So I've been here 2 years, but I have been promoting the ultra short throw projector and screen and cabinet, for years, longer than I've been here. And one thing I've learned is it's application based. So you definitely want to consider the room environment. Is there going to be ambient light? Then of course you want to use an ambient light rejecting screen that's compatible with the ultra short throw projector. You may have, medium light where you can control it. And you definitely want to use maybe an ambient light rejecting material that is, 38% ambient light rejecting. Also, what type of projector is it? Is it a triple laser? Well, you want to consider the material that you're going to use. Is that material built for, laser projection? And, that's one thing that the first thing I did 25 months ago when I walked into Stewart Film Screen was show me your ultra short throw material. And they gave me a whole portfolio of options that they have, from their reference materials that's used in post-production. Some like, for example, the Studio Tech 100 and the Gray Mat 70, those pair well with standard projectors, but as some of these sophisticated ultra short throw projectors have more than one laser. So the material, you have to consider the right material so the projector and the screen are a perfect match. And if you've got high ambient light, we've got some options in both front and rear projection there. We can micro perf, or I should say, these materials here can be sound transparent. We get lots of calls. Hey, we're using this ultra short throw projector. We're putting it inside of the Salamander cabinet. We've got speakers behind the screen. And oh, by the way, we want to go up to 130-inch diagonal. We want to maximize the diagonal of that projector. What do you guys have? It's like, okay, well, we have A, B, and C's, which you see here. And like I said, we have some rear projection options as well.
Now, there's something I want to point out, and Jim brought it up in the chat, and I'm glad, Jim, you brought it up because I want to make sure it gets mentioned. The black level of a projector is based on how black the screen is when you're viewing the picture. It doesn't make black, as he pointed out. So if I turn the lights off and the screen looks black, that is how black your black levels are. If I'm in a room and the screen looks white, your blacks are white. So it's not going to make it any blacker. So if I have a bright room and I have a decent amount of ambient light in a room, if I put that screen in and it looks blacker, that means when you look at the image, the blacks will look blacker. And I've done that. Well, we've done a matte white screen on a projector, and the contrast was in my room, when you measure it on the screen, it'd be like 1,500 to 1, which is actually pretty good on some projector. But the way that's measured is the brightness and the black level. And all we were doing was shifting it up and down based on the blacks got better because I'm using an ambient light projecting screen, but it also kind of brought the brightnesses down. It really doesn't do this. So projectors don't make black. The blackest your black is ever going to be is the black of the screen. And that's why the screen is so important. So one more thing, how these screens work are different. If you look at a matte white screen, it's totally accurate, but it doesn't help your projector in any way, shape, or form. If you look at something like a traditional projector, you can use what's called an ambient light projecting screen, and it tries to eliminate as much of the light above, below, and to the sides as possible. But it's based on, that rear projection could be in that front projector could be in a variety of heights and angles. So how extreme the rejection is not as strong. On one of these, we like to call them a ceiling light projecting screen. It knows the projector is going to be within 1 foot to 7 inches from the screen, and the angle is going to be insanely steep from the bottom. And if you don't see light from that angle, try your best to reject it. And that's why they work so well. So if you have a room with ambient lighting, nothing in that room is going to work better in projection than an ultra short throw with an ambient light projecting, with a UST designed ambient light projecting screen.
Correct.
Thank you. And thank you, Jim. Jim always asks great questions. When it comes to the purchase, right, Robert, you have customers coming in and they're looking for something, they want to upgrade their entertainment in their home. How do you direct them toward the ultra short throw? Where does that come in that process as far as your designing goes?
Well, because we demonstrated in our showroom, it's very quick and easy to bring a customer over and show them ultra short throw. And the demo is very effective. So we have a very good showroom to demonstrate all the TV technologies in multiple sizes. And now, since you can get closer to a large screen, it's recommended. It used to be 1.5 times the diagonal measurement when we first had HD TV. Now all professional TV reviewers agree, video experts, that you should be viewing your image at 1.5 times the image height. That means at a 100-inch screen, you should be 8-9 feet away. So it's recommended to be viewed very close, and the picture quality is excellent. And we can demonstrate that and demonstrate how nice it is to have a larger screen, and the different types of screens, like the floor raising, so you don't even know there's a projector in the room, or the motorized recessed from the ceiling, or the fixed screen application for a dedicated room. So, and you have the different fabrics to make the combination right. Regarding blacks, I just want to tell you, a properly set up ultra short throw with the right fabric on the screen, you can get very acceptable minimum luminance level. I don't want to call it blacks because I'll be criticized.
Yeah, exactly. Minimum luminance. I like that.
Pretty good blacks. Yeah. So it's not as black as an OLED TV, but it's larger and it's less expensive, and it has a different feel to it. It has a cinema feel, a movie theater feel. And when you go to the movie theaters, you don't see black on the screen either. You see that same reflected image, which is cinematic, and something very, very special about that experience versus seeing direct light hitting you It's a different kind of, you don't need the high peak lumens and the deep rich blacks to enjoy a very immersive and very high quality cinema type experience. So it's a different look.
Yeah, I would also say it's customer's house. You know, that's like all this, like what Robert has to do on a day-to-day basis is figure out what's the best application for that space. You live in a New York walk-up apartment, the 100 is not going in there. Okay, it's just the way it is.
Right.
Can't even, if you live in a New York apartment, it won't even go in the elevator. Okay, so if you're looking to get a large screen in certain spaces, this may be the best option for you. Okay. Right. Robert mentioned that some of these high-end homes and up there won't even let you have electronics in their living room. So it has to all disappear when it's off. Right. And having a motorized screen and a cabinet means you walk in some house that was built in the 1700s and it still looks like the 1700s until you hit a switch and magically you have a television set. So a lot of times the customer's use case will dictate based on where they live and how they want the house to look may automatically lead you to an ultra short throw projector. And that's where that cabinet comes in, because there's some important things about first picking the right screen and why you would want a cabinet like this. The first thing, if you ever set up an ultra short throw projector and you barely touch that thing and it moves 1/4 of an inch, the image gets skewed, right? Right. Ain't gonna happen when it's in a cabinet. Okay. No. Number two, when it's off, it's gone. It disappears. Number three, where are you gonna put your sources? Where are you gonna put your content? Where are you gonna put all your other stuff? So if you have a cable box, a Blu-ray player, you know, maybe there's some people who are Apple TV guys, maybe you have a game system. Where's all that stuff gonna go? And these cabinets are built specifically for each particular projector. So make sure that if you use the sound system or you don't, or that it's properly ventilated, all of the things to get, it's actually a performance edition. So just like the screen is a performance edition, this cabinet is also going to enhance the performance as well as the user experience. So that's one of the reasons why I love these Salamander design custom ultra short throw cabinets.
Thank you very much. We go through a lot of engineering to make sure that the cabinets are right for the projector in terms of lens spray, throw distance, and then how much heat is actually generated by the projector inside the cabinet to make sure it doesn't shut off, or if we have to add any extra cooling to the cabinet. So thank you for saying those great words about our product. I'm glad they're helping in the designs and the installations. Robert, with the Shootout, you mentioned you added ultra short throw this year. A, what went into that decision? And then B, tell us a little bit about what your criteria is for selecting the best that would win that ultimate ultra short throw projector for this year's Shootout.
Thank you. Thank you for that great question. This year, I had no choice to do it. The ultra short throw lineup of content shouted out to me to create this event. And what has happened is the transition of the new dedicated red laser, blue laser, green laser that gave us much better color saturation, much better color volume, much better color accuracy. And because of special filters, much better blacks, deeper, richer blacks, and much higher peak lumens. So we had a much higher dynamic tonal range to emulate HDR on the screen. The product advancements this year, particularly of the high-end dedicated triple laser, trichroma technology, shouted out to me to do this event so that we can show and exploit this technology and share it with more people and show the differences of the best products. So this year we only picked multi-laser products that were in the premium category. They retail for about $5,000. And you have your choice of 100-inch, 120, or even up to 130-inch with Samsung's ultra short throw. And they deliver an exceptionally excellent quality in every element. Just for example, BT 2020 color space, the biggest and toughest color space to reproduce, they can do over 100% accuracy of that color space. So they really have full color volume. They do a great job with their peak lumens and minimum luminance to have a very large dynamic tonal range to really recreate in a cinema presentation an HDR with wide color. You were never able really to do that before. So the advancement in the technologies and all those elements of higher peak lumens, better lower level luminance, better color accuracy and color volume, and the integration of the new screens and the new cabinets really made this category a very rapid growing interest catalog to me and enthusiasts, video enthusiasts alike. When you have a large screen like that, you get an immersive experience of being in the movie. It's a real great entertainment for your home.
Yeah. Now, I
That's
will say a
great.
couple other things too, just so we get back to the base, because we talked a lot of tech and then we love our tech, right? So the big thing to think of it is he brought up that BT 2020, no
Yeah.
flat panel can do that. Okay.
Right.
We have been testing these, and most of the time movies are done in what's called DCI P3 color space, right?
Right.
And these projector manufacturers, TV manufacturers are really happy that they can do 100% DCI P3. When I tested the Hisense, and the Samsung model, and I also have a couple of other tricolors, they were doing 140% of that.
Yeah.
So these projectors can reproduce colors that a flat panel can only
Wow.
dream of, you
That's
know?
right.
So when we talk about color, it's at a whole another level. And when you see that on like some HDR material, it's actually dazzling because it can just do things that is not as bright. So it's how it delivers its color is going to be different, but the colors are pretty dazzling when you see them on these projectors.
So that all equals an amazing experience for the customer,
Yes, exactly.
right? Is there anything with, of caution or cons? Is there any issues using video games or anything like that?
A lot of projector companies are working on increasing their reducing their response times, their lag. You know, a flat panel is still a lot of times when it comes to these a little faster than, but not to the point we're talking, 16 milliseconds versus 26 milliseconds. And unless you're the most hardcore gamer that makes your living playing video games, you're not gonna see that. But gaming is definitely becoming something. The other thing that we have to start looking at is everybody's buying these new PlayStation 5s and Xboxes and maybe high-end graphics cards, and they're playing at frame rates that are much higher. We're talking 4K at 120 frames per second or HD at 240 frames per second. So those are the kind of things, if you would look at that, maybe if you're a hardcore gamer with a PS5, you may choose, they may both be great, but you may choose one over the other just for a little bit less lag and the ability to play games at 4K 120. 8K, don't worry about it. There's no sources out there. Most of the game systems, while it's theoretical, it can't do it. So 4K at ultra high frame rates is something that is important. Lastly, these projectors have super wide range, super wide color capabilities, but it's almost like giving a monkey a shotgun if you don't know what you're doing, because it has too much color. But when you're watching broadcast and TV, or even an older movie, that system has to map itself down. So the colors you're looking at are the colors that are in the signal. And then when you go to HDR, it's got to map itself up to show you the colors that are in that signal. Not very easy. You can go out and buy one of these great laser light sources, but if you can't control it, it's almost like stop and go traffic in a dragster. Not very easy to do. You can go really fast, but stop and go and regulating is not very good for it. So those are what really separates the good ones from the better ones.
Hey, Phil, can I jump in? And that's why it's important to select the right screen material. Just because material says it's ultra short throw compatible, you want to double check. I encourage asking for samples from the manufacturer. We're always happy to send them out. And again, it's application based. How much ambient light you have? Which projector are you using? We love to ask those questions because we are constantly, cooking up the right material for the latest and greatest projectors. We have them here. We're constantly testing. We have a chemist on staff. Love the guy. He's here. And he's a big advocate, of ambient light rejection. But like I said, when you're looking at your projector and you're going to make your decision, look at the room, ask for samples, run your tests so you make sure that you deliver the proper experience. There's a question here too. Go ahead and try and answer that. Most good UST screens are lenticular. How do you motorize a lenticular screen without damaging it? Isn't fixed frame the best choice for the best results? I'm a big advocate of the fixed frame option. I've seen a lot of lenticular screens, whether it's ultra short throw or not, just that type of design and that the material, how stiff it is. If it's not properly manufactured inside of a motorized screen, you will see something we call over here is like ladder lines, those horizontal lines. So there's a lot of engineering that goes into that. It could increase the depth or maybe the height of the case, but that's the fun factor of being able to go inside the ceiling and hiding the motorized screen. So I guess for best results, I would go with a fixed frame. There are several options. You can get 1/2-inch borders, 3 1/4-inch borders, or like I said, that on the motorized side, to get a really good, safe lenticular into the motor, into the case, you want to take a look at the manufacturer and ask questions and ask for photos to make sure you don't see those horizontal lines on the screen.
Yeah, I've tested both, and I actually have both a fixed and multiple fixed and motorized, and it becomes a question like Robert would have would ask the customer: do you want to see the screen all the time, or do you not? If seeing the screen all the time will give you a little bit better performance. It's easier to dial in the image. You don't have to worry about the screen moving and anything else, and you pay less, but the screen's always there. And many people are willing to give up a little bit of performance, and pay a lot more to make the sucker completely disappear. We used to call it high partner factor. There may be someone that wants the giant screen and someone that does not. And a lot of times I've had it happen. My own wife will say, I'd rather have you spend more and get that than have that on my wall all the time. Sure. And that is normally what determines the decision. Do you want it to disappear or do you don't? And if you want to disappear, you got to pay a premium for it. Go ahead, Robert.
Since we're talking about wives real quick, my wife just saw the Salamander cabinet. And forgive me, Scott, I don't know the name of it. I will be looking into it, but it looks like it's floating on the wall. So it does not have legs.
You can hang our cabinets on the wall fairly easily,
cool.
And we can talk about that for sure, and make sure you and your wife are both happy. With the
Robert looks like Robert has a question. What's up, Robert?
Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly also address that same question from the viewer. I do agree that a fixed screen would have some benefits and is the first choice, but it's a use case. So don't not buy an ultra short throw. You can get motorized from the ceiling, raised above the ceiling, so it's hidden in the ceiling, or rising from below. But a fixed screen is a better choice. And real quickly, when we do fixed screens and they're in formal rooms or in family rooms, we put beautiful images up. Could be your last holiday vacation. It could be a special event that was in your family, a wedding or family portraits, or it could just be gorgeous museum artwork. We put beautiful images up and play music in the background. When people are not using their ultra short throw, they are loving the museum quality art.
That's actually a good point.
To really make it enjoyable in the house.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because because it's a laser, it's good for 30,000 hours. So you could just leave it running the entire time and use it for art.
That's correct. Use it for art. And that's what we do. Beautiful murals on your wall.
That's a great idea.
For any reason it doesn't work, it's an emergency. We have to come right over your house because, people get used to it and they love it. Then they miss that artwork on their wall. So there's a lot of applications here, a lot of uses for it. Sorry to interrupt again.
No,
No,
please, that's why we're
great.
here.
That artwork is beautiful.
That's a great
It is.
idea.
Mhm.
Having a wall canvas is a great thing.
It is. It really is.
Let's talk about, so demand, just industry specific to us, demand, we've seen demand during the pandemic spike for home theater at an all-time high. We haven't seen that slow down in the conversations that I've had. And now we're getting into, the season where, installs are, kind of backed up. There's some supply chain issues that some companies have with different pieces, parts, and products. I think no one's immune to that. When it comes to the ultra short throws, one of the things is you have your regular standard displays, and a lot of customers are accustomed to seeing those and they want to purchase those. My understanding is that ultra short throws that most check with your manufacturer, but they're in pretty good supply. So as you're doing your designs, you may be a good reason to consider ultra short throw, because you can turn that project maybe around a little quicker than going the more traditional route. Are you seeing that as well, Robert?
Yes, thank you. Supply is abundant, which is very nice and very unusual in our business, because supply is constrained of normal video displays. This has also become like a family experience now when people get these ultra short throw projectors. There becomes a traditional at least weekly movie night in the family, where they invite friends and relatives over and they sit around and they watch movies. It's a family entertainment shared experience. So a lot of really good, because people are staying home more now, a lot of really good entertainment stories are coming out of this. And even gaming is much more immersive and more fun, even though you may not have the reference input lag time. So for competitive online serious gamers, it may not be the first choice, but it certainly is for casual gamers. But the whole family experience of the entertainment night, selecting which movie you're going to watch, it's really become a really great new home entertainment experience for people.
Yeah, and as far as installation, has the installation, is it a lot different? Does it save you any time doing an ultra short throw versus a standard display?
It's so quick and simple and easy. If I was a good capitalist businessman, I would never recommend this, because there's no labor involved here. And the customer can set it up themselves very quickly and easily, or certainly we build a lot of theaters and our custom install techs are expert at this. And some of the companies are running a promotion now where they'll send a technician to your house to set it up for free. So there are some promotions like that, but this is a quick and easy setup. There's no running wires and electric power 15 feet back in the room up in the ceiling. So it's a quick and easy and low cost setup, and the cost of the equipment is low cost. For what you're getting here, try to take a look at this in your local community and give us a call, because this is something that you really should consider in your home.
Sounds like a great value. Go ahead, Phil.
I was going to say installation pain points. We talk about the fact that, yes, you could do it yourself, but many of us, I can cut my own grass. I don't want to do it, So I would still probably you figure it out, you lay it out, you make sure that my internet's connected, my sources are all connected, all of that stuff, right? But then, like I said, installation pain points. You go to a house, the house has vaulted ceilings that are open beam, and all of a sudden now you're trying to run videos from a box, a cabinet, all the way up to a projector on the ceiling or in the back of the room, and there's windows like in this picture here. It ain't gonna happen, So all of a sudden the whole just you walk into the space, and the only way projection is gonna work is this way. The wall is made out of brick. I will do an upriser. I will put an uprising screen behind which Adrian and Stuart sells behind the cabinet, and it will uprise. So I don't have to even drill into your brick. So there's things that you can do with this that allow you to install these in places that you just cannot install a traditional projector.
Yeah.
And get that real big screen size.
Exactly.
Robert, how about, as far as Salamander, and recommending the Salamander ultra short throw cabinet, how often do you recommend that, and what do customers have to say about it?
Well, I always recommend it. And again, it's not salesmanship. It's because it's a very, very excellent design that belongs in everybody's integrated system to at least be considered. It has physical benefits of housing the equipment properly, connecting and interconnecting wire management of other devices seamlessly. It has, I love the fact that you don't see anything and it doesn't disturb you from the experience of watching the on-screen presentation. Your eye is focused on the image. There's no projector sitting up there with a light coming out of the top. It comes right out of the top of the furniture. You never knew it was even there. So it's a great integrated look. It helps with the performance and it helps with the experience. And it helps design this whole ambiguous room where you'd never know there's a projection system in there. So the Salamander furniture, and I love the different dimensions. You have the double wide, the quad wide. I like the different cabinet designs that you have where you can integrate a center channel speaker or a sound bar if you wanted to. There's a lot of flexibility. There's pull-out trays. There's all kinds of very good accessories and cooling systems that you can integrate into the system. Power supplies. It's really designed for the form fit for this type of a system. It's beautifully engineered and designed with so many decorative choices of the.
I'll take one. Thanks. When we engineer those for the technology, right? And for the complete home theater experience, and the fact that the projector's recessed in, you're not going to have anyone in the family, move it a little bit and then try to get it back in center, as Phil was talking about earlier. And also it disappears. Which is really nice. And then all your home theater components, there's a place for those to properly store and cool them if you need. And then also, center channel speakers, sound bars, things like that. And then a variety of styles to match any home decor. So I wanted to talk a little bit about installations as far as feedback from customers. We talked a lot about, the process of the design and how these things work and where they go into. But now that we've had, really, you've been from the very beginning, Robert, putting these in, what do your customers have to say testimonial wise, good, bad, or indifferent?
Thank you. I only have one bad one, but it's a left-handed compliment. We have this very lovely, very successful attorney in town, and he's got basketball courts, he's got swimming pools, jacuzzis. His house is like going on a luxury vacation. So he invites me over to design and build a movie theater. We built a movie theater for him, and now he goes to work and he keeps looking at his watch at 5 o'clock. He wants to go home. So he's a partner in this large firm, and the partners say, "Hey, what's going on?" He says, "I got a movie to watch tonight with my kids. We're watching a movie. I got a movie theater in my house." And the partners say, "Look, we built this firm together. We work 18 hours a day." He says, "Well, I don't know what to tell you. I got a movie theater in my house. You guys don't know what you're missing." So they said to him, "Make a decision." He says, "Well, that's good. I'm going home. I saved up a lot of money." So, that's a kind of funny thing, but he enjoys that theater more than all the other entertainment in his house. We have another emergency room doctor friend, and you can imagine what this year and a half has been for him with COVID. He's working double shifts, triple shifts. He comes home, he watches a movie with his children. He sends me pictures and the most heartwarming stories of how he socially distances himself, but they're in the same room doing family events together. The stories he writes me about are so heartwarming. It's amazing.
Awesome.
So people are loving their theaters. You really get a cinema in your house is a great experience.
Now, I do want to point out something else too. Just because I have a dedicated theater with a traditional projector and the room is black and the whole thing, right? But you still have other TVs in your house. You still have other displays in your house, right? So many of these houses, like Robert was just talking about, has a theater, has a media room, has a very large bedroom, has an office, and all of those places could utilize something like this. So you may be in the movie theater watching, I don't know, something your kids can't watch, like, some R-rated Exorcist, and you can send them into the media room and look at the ultra short throw, and they could be watching, I don't know, Spider-Man. So the nice thing about this is you can use them in a dedicated theater. You can use them throughout your particular house. my house, like I said, in this room, I have an ultra short throw projector and screen. And then in my office, and in my theater, I have a traditional rear projection. And I'm thinking about putting another one of these in my bedroom. Why? Because they just work. And when you go to bed and you're sitting there in bed watching a movie, or you're still going to want it, or in a media room watching the football game, you're still going to want it. So you can have multiple ultra short throws. So every time there's a flat panel in the house, ask the customer, do you want it to be bigger? And it may be 3 of these things, or let me get you. And then if they get used to that theater experience, 100 and something inches and 200 inches in their theater, they're not going to want to look at a 65-inch TV in their bedroom. It's just not the facts. So keep that in mind. All right.
It's big size, Robert.
To Phil's point, so we have built a fair amount of theaters with second and third rooms that have ultra short throw upstairs. It's a trend. And once you get it in one room, you love it so much, and it's so moderately priced, you begin to add it to other rooms. This is a very addictive category, and it's so naturally fits into other rooms. So we've had several great customers where we've built dedicated long throw movie theaters, and then we built extra rooms, and now even second and third rooms with ultra short throw. In my own house, I have ultra short throw in one room, in the upstairs bedroom where the kids moved out, and a dedicated long throw theater in our basement as well. This is a really great new category, and the pricing and the quality have driven a very large market to it. And it's so new that it's webinars like this and others that need to bring the exposure and attention to the general public that this is available. So a big shout out, thank you, Stuart and Salamander, for sponsoring this, because it's important to spread the word of this new category that has high picture quality, large screen size, and very affordable cost. So this is a great new product category.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. So we're going to start to wrap things up. Any final thoughts from the panel?
I do want to say this, that we have been reviewing lots and lots and lots of ultra short throw projectors. In fact, right now, I have 4 being reviewed. So what we're going to try to do too is put together we're working on a laser TV, ultra short throw smart report, where we're going to list all of the different projectors, and if you're entry level, what's a good one? If you want the best picture quality right out of the box, if you want the one with the highest capabilities, what type of screen should you use? What type of accessories are recommended? So if you want to learn more about these projectors, please check out projectorreviews.com. We always try to let you know which ones are the most accurate out of the box, what picture modes are the most accurate. And this will be a nice little thing you can check on. And every time you go back, we're going to continue. It's a living document. We're going to continue to add projectors along the way. Okay.
Of course you are, Phil.
Check that out.
Of course you are, Phil.
Why not?
Expect nothing less. Robert, any final thoughts?
Well, thank you. I think we covered so much material already.
We did.
And,
We've said it all.
Yeah, I think we did, and we did it very well. And, it's great to see the coverage again. Thank you, Phil, for what you're doing with Projector Reviews. We had Rob Sabin, the editor-in-chief of Projector Central, as our presenter and our key speaker at our ultra short throw shootout. He's also reviewing a lot of the projectors over there. This is a very great time to consider and add an ultra short throw in your den, in your spare bedroom, in the spare room. They work great outdoors on a temporary setup. They're easy and portable to lift up and carry. They're quick and easy to set up. This is a great new category for everybody to consider. The price point starting well below $2,000 on the high end, $5,000 to $6,000 on the up high end, the most expensive flagship model. So these are very affordable and very fun experiences for your home entertainment. Thank you again, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Robert.
One more thing.
One more
You know
thing.
me, I like to talk.
One more thing.
Remember This is a projection system. Okay, so
That's right.
a projector is not a standalone thing. There's no such thing as a one item solution when we talk about a projector. You need a place to put the projector, to put your equipment. You need a good cabinet, Salamander. The
Thank you.
screen has a massive impact on your overall performance. So you need a high performance screen. So when you look at this, you got to think about the entire system, the room it's in, where you're going to put it, what type of screen you're going to use, and what type of projector you choose. If you do all of those, you will get the best experience. So this is not a one item solution. So while we're talking about Epsons and Hisenses and LGs, that is not the only part that you need to get a great projection experience. Okay, you need the complete projection solution.
Absolutely. Adrian?
No, that's it. I just, for all the dealers and reps that are on, I just want to, first of all, thank you, Salamander, Philip, and Robert. Learned a lot today. I just want to continue to suggest that I think if you have a showroom, you definitely want the projection system in there. The cabinet, the projector, and the screen, whether it's motorized or fixed, it is. So what I've been saying is the ultra short throw wave is here. Grab your boogie board and ride it, because
All right.
yeah.
Get on those boogie boards.
Yep.
If we have any questions from the group, we can answer those now. If you want to email us at a later time, you can. We'll provide you with contact information in the email that we send out post webinar. So let me just give a few seconds here and see if there's any questions. All right, I think we're good. I just wanted to thank everyone for attending today. Thank my fellow panelists for giving their time and knowledge on this up and coming new trend boogie board category. And, you know, we've had a front seat watching this whole unfold at Salamander, and we look forward to the future and helping design more systems and more use cases. Thanks, everyone, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So where can we view this online? When will it be online?
Angela we'll just give it a second here.
Just to answer your question, Robert, I think we can have this online, and just as early as Monday, recording will be available right away.
Could you send me the
URL?
I'm going to put it up on my site.
Sounds
That's
great.
great. Yeah, let's all please do that. You bet.
Okay. All right.
Very good.
Everyone.
Guys, thank you so much. I mean, you know, I said it in there, but I just wanted to say thank you. You guys did a great job, and it's a pleasure of ours to work with you. So thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
All right.
Thank you.
Adios.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you, Phil. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.